and welcome once again to Ghost Reviews, the show where I basically just speak over a video of me drawing the character. So, yeah, sit back, relax, probably grab a cup of coffee. Where I am, it's winter, so keep warm. If not, grab some iced tea. No, I really don't know what you guys drink. But anyway, today we're going to talk about another fantasy character in my fantasy series, The God's Torment. And yeah, she is a warrior girl and her name is June. Let's get into some history on my warrior character. So, back in my matric year, that is in 2019, I wanted to create a character. For some reason, I was very sick of my normal school story, the Alley Cats, so I thought, hey, let's go fantasy. I was very much into Greek mythology at that point, and I kind of wanted to use the things that I've learned there and create characters that could live in a kind of medieval fantasy Greek mythology type of world. And the first person that I came up with was Juniper. But of course, Juniper means flower, and since she's such a rugged kind of character, I decided to not let people call her Juniper, but instead just June, like the month of June. And yeah, that's kind of how I stuck to her. Originally, though, she was the main character of the whole God's Torment series. She was abandoned by her parents, a griffin found her, it granted her a wish, and then she ended up as a god amongst mortals, and these mortals, of course, were fantasy characters. Like elves, centaurs, mermaids, nymphs, anything. Yeah, that was the world that she lived in, and she quite frankly did like it. The first picture that I drew of her had something derogatory, something about I will never understand mortals or something, but it was a very interesting design and it immediately captured a lot of people's attention. So, of course, I decided to start drawing her. First in black and white, and then, of course, adding color, deciding on what exactly her color palette will be, and that is how we got to her current state. Now, another thing that you probably don't know is that she was raised by Antonio, who is a minotaur, and Barbara, who is a centaur. The two of them technically are not married, but they are in love, and June kind of was a product of the little orphanage that they ran. She originally wanted to become a musician, but then something went wrong, and she did not become one of the muses or anything like that. And because she was so sad that she didn't get in, she was comforted by a military man, but this military man went away to some other war, and he was killed. Later on, she herself started to get into the whole war thing and just kind of protecting I want to say it's a kingdom, but it's actually not. And she became a warrior herself. She got trained by centaurs, and then she became this ruthless being that we now know. She's super annoyed by any musicians or muses out there, though. So, yeah, she's not a very sensitive person, but I still really liked creating her. Another thing that I wanted to do, especially with her, is to kind of tap into the whole asexual aspect. I know a lot of female characters, people would rather say either you're straight and you can't do anything for yourself, or you're gay and you're a strong and independent woman. Now, with especially June herself, I wanted to make her completely not attracted to anyone, since all she wanted to do was kind of live her life, do her thing, and sleep at night. She had very short term goals, and that was okay. She couldn't communicate with people, and that was also fine. She had a job and she could do it pretty well, so nothing else was really expected of her. We also have a bisexual character who is a character who annoys her a lot. Miha, she is a nymph. I think I made her a wood nymph. Yeah, and it's kind of obvious who and what Miha is, but next to June just wants to be alone, so yeah. The whole asexual aspect, that is how I felt in high school, and that is why I created a character as strong and independent as June. June, of course, also went on to become the person who would train Dimitri, the elf boy from I think a few videos ago. He is a very like sensitive person. So when she is kind of mean to him and says cold things, he takes it up badly because he doesn't understand, hey, she's just talking and being herself. So that's kind of something that the two of them still have to figure out. But yeah, that is the history. Now we can move on to the drawing itself. So as you can see, this drawing, the background, I kind of made a dark fantasy, almost apocalyptic-ish vibe because she is in her warrior stance. She is getting ready to battle something or someone. So I didn't want to make it too green and too vibrant like the first time I drew her in a fighting stance. So of course I did a lot of searching. I did not draw the background myself, and neither did I with a lot of other characters of mine, because I do characters, I do not do backgrounds. I tried, but I cannot do it. I'm sorry. Just like with my Turk video though, there was a kind of a huge gap between doing the flats for this character and then finally doing the shading and getting the background and everything for this character. It didn't take that long, I would say, because it didn't feel that long. I was on holiday, but everyone else was too, so I don't know. It kind of is a bit counterproductive because people usually on holiday would watch videos and junk, and I was also on holiday, so I didn't do anything. I also did kind of had a panic attack when I did the video. I completed the video for the pink-haired acrobat from the clown series, but then my everything just gave in. Technology, man, it helps, but it also doesn't. So with this character, I actually did decide to change up a few things from her original design. Her original design had long, loose hair in a ponytail. She did not wear her cape very often. Her shoulder plates actually had like a logo of a, I think it was a leaf, a clover or something. And her skirt kind of had that weird flappy thing that that they usually wore in shows like, I want to say Atlantis, where Kira wears that weird thing. I don't know what you call it. Yeah, I don't know. But I decided to change it up a bit since I wanted to lean more into what is the best, most ideal for battle. And since she is a warrior, she's scarred all over, she yields an axe, I decided we're gonna have to change up a few things and make this easier to deal with. So I added the cape, of course, even though that is much against Edna Mode's words, but the red cape I decided to give her, even though Edna Mode would definitely not stand for it. But the whole idea of capes, especially like in, I think it is the Roman Empire, if you had a cape, it meant that you had a higher status in like the war, in the military. But I don't think they have military back here in this time period. And I also decide to give her a braid, a long ass braid, because nothing screams fantasy like a braid. But yeah, I don't think long hair is very ideal for combat. I say I changed up a few things, but the hair could probably be used as a whip. It's not very ideal, and I think she struggles a super lot just to get that washed out. But it does give more of a, I want to say, warrior vibe if you have a braid instead of a ponytail. I don't know about you guys. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't want to create another loose hair female character who obviously would not be able to fight if the hair blows in her eyes. As someone with long, well, kind of longish hair, I can tell you it is a nuisance when the wind blows. You can't see shit, and you did not bring a hair tie. It's annoying. So in battle, I don't think that'll fly. I also decided to give her more prominent scars, because usually I kind of just make it a lighter shade than her skin tone and leave it at that, but it really does add to the character if you know where the scars are and what she has been through. Like the little X shape on her one thigh, the other like kind of, I think it's a knife wound on her right thigh, then she has snake bites on her left hand, a scar that runs underneath her, I want to say sleeve on her right hand, and of course the cheek scar. The cheek scar I love, and that was one of my first ideas. when I created her. I was gonna give her a tiny cute fang and a cheek scar, and that was it. Why? I cannot tell you. I think I saw a character who had this thing, but I think the whole idea also where females don't like scars, and if they see one, immediately it's like rushing to buy oil instead of dealing with it and being happy with the like things that you have, I want to say. But yeah, not a lot of people actually do like the idea of scars, and I myself have a billion of them. So I wanted to make it a bit more prominent and make her proud of being the person that she is. The stance that she also is in now, of course it's not the exact same one, but I have drawn her in a fighting stance before, and I really loved that one. A lot of people did, so I decided to kind of redo that and kind of tip my hat to my Matrix self. She's also, like I mentioned in the previous video, she is someone who bottles up her emotions. She's more of an acting kind of person than a speaking kind of person, and even when she speaks, it kind of comes off as cold or angry or something, and she doesn't mean to be, but she's not a people person anymore. She used to be quite kind and friendly and had a whole world of hopes and dreams until all of that was taken away from her, and then she was just like, welp, guess we're going this route now. And then she became this person. And I actually prefer the person that she is now next to the person that she used to be. And you don't even have to know the person that she used to be to appreciate her for who or what she is at this moment. But yeah, I've also, as you can see the logo on her chest plate, it has changed a few times. And I do see it's not centered either. Dear God, sorry. Yeah, the logo on her chest plate, I saw it in a movie somewhere where I think it was going on about like the three-bodied spirit of God, you know, like God, His Son, and the Holy Ghost. And that was kind of what I wanted to lead in, but also just, it's a cool freaking logo, okay? I mean, it's not really a logo. I could change it and make it something my own, but I think all the things that wanted to be created probably are created. I am not the most creative when it comes to things like that, so yeah. From her original idea, I decided to make her a bit more buff. Especially in the legs, I wanted to give her more meat and more like muscle, so that you can kind of see she is an athlete. She runs fast, she needs to jump and whatnot, so you can see that in this character. I also tied up her hair for ease in combat. I had to, because otherwise it just isn't natural for someone to run around with loose hair and not be annoyed by it or get it tangled in something. I've also redesigned her outfit a few times, but I think with every single character something like that happens. Especially one thing that I do like is, I want to say it's her whore eyes. And I'm not saying that to say she's a whore, but usually in the artist community, if the eyelashes are on top, it's a girl. If the eyelashes are on the bottom, it can be either gender, but it is a whore. The whore eyes really does it for me, and I really do like it. The eye color itself, it changed a few times, I believe. I think it used to be green, but I did turn it into orange to be more kind of a monotone color palette that I wanted her to have. And the only thing is the red cape then kind of making her pop out of the picture, which is also completely fine. But yeah, and then of course I just think I got her skirt from a Bible story along with her shoes, gladiator sandals I call them. But yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Sorry if I ramble on about her, but she is one of my favorite characters and my favorite designs that I've come up with. So of course I'm gonna be a little bit proud when I talk to people about it. And I didn't even scrape the top of her storyline. She's done a few bad things in the past, but, you know, I think we all have. But we move past it, we better ourselves, we become something stronger, better, everything. And also, you guys, I would love it if you would go check out the final version of her, the final drawing of her over on my Instagram, and if you want, you can also look at the line art video that I have over on my TikTok. Yeah, any social media that you would like to check out if the video was not enough for you guys, please feel free to go check them out, and then just stay safe. until I see you guys next time. Bye!